Here we are with more Real Madrid news. Huge news coming up. Uh, these last few days, especially after El Clásico, with the whole Vini debacle, and the whole mix-up of what him saying that he wants to leave, how he's being treated, how everything is, and it's just mind blowing to me that it's gotten to this serious extent. End of story. Of course, you as a player, at a level as Vinny, you want to play week in and week out. You want to, be that main guy, the staple, the face of the club. That's nothing wrong about that. But last season, I watched every Madrid game, every single one. He did not look like he was. His stats, he might have 20 something goals, GA, 30 GA. Not sure how, but man, when I watched him last season, he was terrible, absolutely terrible. He was a headless chicken running around, didn't know what he was doing, didn't create chances, nothing. Okay, and then you come into the next season. It's the point. I wanted Carlos out. I wanted a whole new system going on with Madrid. They got Xavi, boom, done. I was happy about that. I've been wanting him. I think he would. I think he. For at the time, I was like, yes, he's gonna make a good fit, and I still agreed to that. But then Rodrygo didn't want to play on the right. He wants to play on the left. And for me, he deserves so much chance. For me, he played better than Vinny last season. He didn't get a goal, whatever, for a long time. But man, he for me playing wise, he looked miles better than Vinny at the time. And time goes on, and then now boom, he's getting to what 29th of October. And the debates I see online, people are saying they want Chabi up because Vinny is getting mistreated. He's played every single game this so far in La Liga and Champions League. You're acting like he doesn't play. He plays. He literally plays. He gets subbed out to make rotations for another world class player. I don't think that's what people comprehend. It's not He's not getting subbed out for a Jack Grealish. No, he's getting subbed out for Rodrygo, a Madrid staple, a Madrid one of the faces of the club in these past couple years. It's not a nobody. Rodrigo stated that he doesn't want to play on the right. He prefers on the left, and he's willing to, you know, try to work his way up to play on the left. Okay, and now it's Vinny's job to make sure he plays every week or plays at his best so he keeps the spot. And people need to realize that it's not a bad thing that Vinny gets subbed out. It's they're not forced to make a change. They're not forced to put in somebody that they don't want. Madrid have the players that they feel comfortable of switching around and rotating and not be as, I guess, nervous or as bad because they don't trust in the player because it's an injury or suspension or whatever. No, they have the players that capable of. Let me take out a midfielder, say Bellingham for Camavinga, a Franco for an Arda, I don't know, Brahim for an Arda, a Rodrygo for a Vini, a Gonzalo for. He doesn't get minutes. I think he shouldn't, but that's a whole different topic. But a Gonzalo for an Mbappe, a Trent for a Culver Hall, a Fede for a Culver Hall. You have so much rotation that you can do, and that's why he hasn't really have a solidified starting 11 because anyone can come in anytime. I think that's a positive, but people don't think that, and it's just mind blowing to me. Um, and then that's leading up to that is the whole classical debate, and with the way he left the field was just unacceptable. It's just disgraceful. I get he's so passionate and he wants to play, especially in the big matches of El Clasico. But man, that takes out all the credit and all the focus goes onto you because you're mad and that you want to leave. Um, but yeah, this is pretty much restated. Today, I want to apologize to Madrid. One thing I read this, he didn't say coach. The first time I read this, I was like, he didn't say coach. He said club. He said president. He said teammates. He didn't say coach. I think that is accurate. I think he 100% did that for a reason. Because obviously, the first person you want to apologize is to your coach. You walked right past him, disrespected him, embarrassed him, made him look bad, made the club look bad, and you're not gonna even apologize to him to his official statement. I'm sure he did it on person, blah blah blah, but I'm sure they talked. Um, and I know he apologized in training and stuff like that, but that for me that's just unacceptable from Vinny and that the people here just I just really don't understand. There's legends like Cruz and I think it's what Van Nistelrooy and so many others defending him, which I get, but you need to understand the level of And I wanna. This is from my main here on my main thing here. Breaking news: several Real Madrid footballers are unhappy with Xavi's new strict methods. Uh, he thinks he's Guardiola. He's just Xavi. Xavi's the miles, 10 miles. What is it? A 10 times player that but then Pep was. But this I don't care about. Is this right here? Xavi implemented tighter schedules, more gym work, video analysis, and all this. The players feel that they're being disrespected. That is just mind blowing to me. That is mind blowing to me. And right here, I said, this just screams how spoiled and arrogant the Madrid players are. They are complaining because their coach is implementing uh, together a structure. He's implementing things that benefit the club. I guarantee you, under Ancelotti's past 4 years, they haven't had anything strict like this. And now when you have a coach trying to get, you're in Madrid, you're in the highest level, you need to prepare in the highest level, you need to act in the highest level. I guarantee you, Carlos Ancelotti in the past 2 years hasn't implemented that at all. Um, and then they're not used to that level of intensity, I guess. Um, you have a younger coach, you have a newer coach. He's been in Madrid, he's been everywhere. He's been in Germany, he's been in England. Um, he's won things as a player and coach, and he's 100%. And this, I think he's the main guy. I think he deserves a fair shout, and the hate he's getting just makes no sense. Xavi maybe negative habits. That's why he started with these strict methods. And I agree. I think Madrid were just free roam last season. They did whatever they want, whoever they want, however they want, and that's where they played bad. And there's just no structure. And then second, Xavi wants to implement that. He gets hate. Um, I wonder whose player this is. I guarantee you, Vinny. Um, Not sure. I couldn't see who else really, but this could be all fake too. But I see it from a lot of fans here. Um, That's why not surprising. Every time a new manager with strong discipline steps into a dressing room full of stars, there's bound to be tension, especially around Madrid, where players are used to freedom and trust. Xabi Alonso clearly wants to bring structure, professionalism, and modern tactical identity, more like Pep or club standards. But some veterans probably see it as a challenge to their status. It's that classic clash. Legacy comfort, new ambition. If he survives in early resistance, results follow. Those players will later call him a genius, but right now, the honeymoon's definitely over at Madrid. I mean, that pretty much states it there. That 100% states it there. I just think that they are not comfortable in, I guess, the situation. They're winning, but at what cost? Team dynamic, team tension, team relationships, just everything. And I just think it's stupid. I think it's so stupid. You finally have a manager with structure, but you're just spoiled, you're arrogant, and you don't want to follow up to that. I don't know. I don't know. But enough of that. Mini apology. We'll see what happens with Valencia on Saturday. Another thing is a huge one going to here is Endrick. A lot of things to say about him. I made a whole different video about Endrick, but then now he's rumored to go on loan to Lyon. There was no club right when he was announced to go on loan, but now it's Lyon, the main priority. I wish it was a Marseille or a Como. I wish it was a Marseille or a Como. I think he would. And Como, you have Morata. He's not that age, but you have a good structure, young team, and also with veterans, and with a coach like Fabregas. I think Endrick would have excelled at Como if he joins on loan. Still possible. It's not even a rumor. I'm just saying um, that it would 100% benefit him if he chose a club like Como. They just won today, I want to believe. Yes, they beat Hellas Verona. Nico Paz with another um, man of the match performance. They finished up fifth. They could have. They're tying a lot recently. 4 ties. The 100% games that they should have or could have won. They should have won against Cremonese. Should have won against Parma, and then Atalanta was a top team. Yeah, but I think in this squad, let's go to here. I know Marta didn't play this match, but I want to see Endrick in the team like this, man. I think he, especially with other Madrid talents, with Jacob Ramon and Nico Paz, and you also have like Barcelona player like Valle. You have Diao from. You have a bunch of Spanish players in here too from La Liga. You have Jesus Rodriguez, who's in Betis. You have Alberto Moreno. A lot of Spanish players that Cesar Fabregas has brought in. Some veterans, some low players, but highly known. You want to say like, um, this is Diao. He looks different for me. Uh, yeah, he looks different. Yeah, I guess that's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, this or a my M is broken, so I'm gonna try to find it from. Maybe if I spell first player that came to mind. I don't know. Let's go here. Another team I think is this. They last 3 games they haven't got a win. They were just in first place, but I want to see him in a Monaco or Marseille. A Monaco preferably because I do like the Zebri. Um, I think Aubameyang's hitting that age. He's still, getting a few goals and assists here and there for Marseille. But man, him and another Brazilian Baxio and then Endrick with Greenwood and Angel Gomez, but you also swap around with I know he usually doesn't play Cam, I'm pretty sure. You have Timothy Weah as well. Angel Gomez, Hodgberg, Vermeeren, uh, Matt O'Reilly. You just have a bunch of players that played in the Prem, that played around everywhere, and you just put them together in one team. I like that. Um, Not really veterans, but I guess more known players with experience. Um, and Hendrick in this I think would excel really well too. But I guess Lyon's not a bad choice as well. They're right down there. They're close. I do like this pickup as well. I do like the players, especially with which was the recent one. They tied. I thought they were winning. Last minute goal. Last thing I checked was 3-2. Um, you put them up here. You have Tolisso. You have Tyler Morton, Liverpool player. You also have the American Tasman. We'll see how he does. I think Endrick's such a talented striker. Deserves minutes. The one negative thing is not even a negative thing. It's just he never had playing time, and I did a whole thing. His minute game ratio, his goal scoring to his minute game ratio. It would say he has 22 games played, whatever. But I actually had like 7, 8 games played, and he had like 7 goals. So his he was performing well for his game minute ratio, if that makes sense. But huge for Madrid, huge for Endrick, but huge news for Real as a whole.